Hello and welcome to the United Stand. This is our Manchester United versus Huddersfield Town predicted lineup and preview show. I'm a big fan of Jose Mourinho. If you've been watching the United Stand, that should not come as a shock to you. But I think we're about to see something from Mourinho in this Huddersfield game that is very, very big. Does he have the balls, I suppose, to do something that needs to be done against Huddersfield? Will he drop Ashley Young for Luke Shaw? Anybody would do it, I think, in a Manchester United fan perspective. Most managers would do it based on the glaring issue of Ashley Young defensively that was exposed lots of times this season and none more accurately than by Spurs and Pochettino on Wednesday night. He has to drop Young for sure. He did it a couple of weeks ago. He even said that Luke Shaw is potentially one of the best fullbacks in the world and he picked Ashley Young for experience. When experience doesn't count for anything, when experience leads to lack of concentration and a goal after 11 seconds, then the deputy, who isn't really a deputy, who you've been bigging up, deserves to start the game. Will Mourinho drop Young for Shaw against Huddersfield on the weekend? I'm not sure. But it should happen. I think we're all in agreement with that. And again, everybody knows what I think about Mourinho in relation to Fellaini. I don't agree with him, although I love Mourinho and I think he's the right manager for United. I said it when we first got him. Don't get excited about him using the youth. That's not what he's going to do. That's not what he does. I think he's been quite good with the youth, but he will always go for experience over youth where he can do, unless the youth player is already established, i.e. sort of a Pogba or a Rashford. So I think he'll pick Ashley Young at the weekend. I do. I think he'll keep the same back four. But as you can see, De Gea in goal, Valencia. I would play Smalling because he's a better right-hand sided player and he gives us some height, which against Huddersfield is important, especially from corners into our box and the opposition. He's better in the air than Phil Jones. As we saw, Phil Jones in that first 10 seconds beaten in the hair and the air by Harry Kane, and that happened quite a few times. So whatever, I'm not saying Smalling's fantastic. I'm not saying he wasn't bad against Spurs. He was, but he's better in the air than Phil Jones. Rojo should have played against Kane anyway. He's a battler and Kane needed to be battled against. Jones needs to be dropped for the same reason as Ashley Young. Luke Shaw deserves to play. He's been playing a lot of football recently. He's doing really well. The other left back didn't do very well. That's how efficient companies, that's how efficient football teams work. If somebody's not doing well and there's somebody waiting in the wings who is doing well, give them an opportunity. So Luke Shaw should start. Whether Mourinho will do it or not is up for debate. Midfield 2, Pogba and Matic. Now this is where we move into an area where I don't think there needs to be a knee-jerk reaction from that Spurs game. Yes, it was bad, but we haven't got players who can come in and do better than Pogba and Matic. Potentially you could put Carrick in there. I think Carrick in this sort of game, or Carrick in his prime against Spurs, was exactly what we need. Somebody who can grab the midfield, not get pressured, can switch the play accurately off both feet. So maybe Carrick could come in for Matic and we give Matic a break. But maybe Carrick can't do it in the Premier League anymore. I don't know. But if Carrick can't play, it's got to be Matic and Pogba. Fellaini's out injured. We wouldn't want him to play anyway. And Herrera's lacking form and McTominay's just not worth the risk. And then this is where it gets interesting. Lingard would be dropped, not for... he didn't do much against Spurs, but I don't think he's going to do much against the decent team as a number 10 because he hasn't got that creative guile, like I said last night. So Lingard would move to the bench. No issue with Lingard. He's just on the bench. Maybe use him later in the game. Sanchez takes the number 10 position. The big mistake Mourinho made at the weekend was putting Sanchez on the left and moving our best player out of his best position. Weird. Get Martial back on the left. His confidence is probably a little bit down after what Mourinho did to him on Wednesday. Get your arm round him, get him back on the left-hand side. Martial wasn't great against Spurs either, like many people, but he's been one of our best players, if not our best player this season. Get him back where he's comfortable, at home, at Old Trafford, against the team he can get at. Get him on the left-hand side. Get Sanchez in at the number 10, because Sanchez is the best player we've got in relation to trickery, close control, creativity. Get Sanchez in that number 10 position. Bring Mata in on the right. Don't bring Rashford in. Rashford's struggling for form as well. We've had a bad week. We've had a bad result on Wednesday night. If we have a bad first half an hour and the crowd get restless, the last thing Rashford needs is that sort of stress or pressure dropping him back to the performance he's been in the last 2 months. Keep Rashford on the bench with Lingard. Bring Mata in. Mr. Experience. I think Mata and Sanchez can work well together. They've got great football brains. Mata works well with Valencia as well. Huddersfield are going to park the bus. So we're going to have a lot of ball. Let's bring the yellow pen in. We're going to have a lot of ball around these areas and around these areas because Huddersfield aren't going to venture into this area much. So we're going to be on the halfway line. There's going to be a lot of opportunity for Valencia to knock the ball in there and bomb on. The same for probably Ashley Young. It will be Young, but it should be Shaw. So we have a lot of ball around here and they're going to park the bus. So you need people like Mata and Sanchez and Martial who've got a bit of intricacy in tight spaces and can pass it and move, can find a killer pass. That's why it would be those three for me. And Lukaku up front. Yeah, Lukaku wasn't great against Spurs, but this is Huddersfield. There hopefully will be a lot of balls going into the box. He's a big guy. He can score goals. Lukaku's got to play. We are going to have a lot of ball in this half. We're going to have to beat Huddersfield. This is the 60th anniversary weekend of Munich. These players cannot do what they did against Spurs. They have got to turn up and they've got to wear that shirt and they've got to show what Manchester United means. Because we're all watching, we're all expecting. In a Premier League season mentality, Huddersfield took 3 points off us. We never should have dropped back in October. We need to beat them. We need to beat them tomorrow. It's Liverpool Spurs on Sunday. We need to beat Huddersfield on Saturday. We need to. We've got to do it. If we don't do it, there's a problem with this team. So we need to get it. We need to get 3 points. It'd be nice to do it in an expressive way, get some confidence back into this team. We've had a good start to January to 2018. We had a blip against Spurs. Let's make sure it is a blip. We've got winnable games in the next couple of games. Huddersfield at home, Newcastle away. Then you've got FA Cup, Champions League, and then Chelsea at home. We need 9 points from the Premier League games in February, and we go again. And that's what we need to do. So a comfortable win against Huddersfield. I'm going to go 3-0. I think we will be comfortable, but I think he's got to pick this team. I think the problems will come. I think Ashley Young can play this game, by the way. I think if Ashley Young plays, I'm not going to go mad about it. I think Ashley Young can be as expressive as Luke Shaw, and he probably will have a good game. I just think Young should be dropped because he let us down in a big game, and Luke Shaw deserves a shot at the title now. But if Young plays, it won't be a problem. He'll still be bombing down. He'll still be putting crosses into the box. They'll just be coming in that way instead of that way, and I prefer the natural way. If Lingard plays, Lingard could cause damage against Huddersfield. It's the sort of game that Lingard will score a worldie and everyone say he's Messi Lingard again. But in the big games, he won't have that creativity. I think we've got to find Sanchez's position, and at the moment, if he's not going to play there, where he played a lot for Arsenal, we don't want him to play there because that's where our best player plays. He's got to play there or he's got to play there. We could try Sanchez on the right and put Lingard there. Or we could put Sanchez there and put Mata there. I suspect he will play Lingard. And Sanchez may go there and Mata will go to the bench. But that's how I would line up. I suspect Young will be there though. If I'm predicting the lineup, it'll be Young there. And it'll be Lingard here and Sanchez will move to there and that'll be 11. But 3-0 to Manchester United. Mourinho needs to be tough on this. He does need to be tough. If it was Martial may get dropped. I must say that. Martial may get dropped because I was just going to say, if Martial did what Ashley Young did on Wednesday night, he'd be out the team. Definitely would be out the team. Because Mourinho doesn't seem to have that loyalty to Martial that he does to people like Ashley Young and your Fellaini's and your Lukaku's. So he needs to take Young out. He needs to take Young out, put him on the bench and give Luke Shaw a shot. I'm not convinced he will do because some players he's very loyal to and others he's not. But I hope Jose does that because obviously I'm a massive fan of Mourinho. He's the right man for Manchester United and I still believe he'll get us where we need to be. But I think hopefully this will be the starting 11, but I do suspect it'll be Young and Lingard in. And I really hope he doesn't drop Martial because if Martial does end up being dropped, then that's almost an assist for Mourinho. You've moved him out of his position and he's had a bad game. It's not fair. Put him in his position, and if he has a bad game against Huddersfield on Saturday, then maybe put him back on the bench. But you've got to put him back where his position is. Come on, Jose. Play the game. Anyway, 3-0. Thanks everyone for watching. Drop a like on the video. New sort of format to do this in the day. We will be live at 8 o'clock tonight discussing what Mourinho said in his press conference. I'll have had a beer as well. So live at 8 o'clock tonight. But this is your tactical sort of look at predicted lineup. If you like it, we can do more of them. Thanks for watching. Drop a like and I'll speak to you all soon. And get comments in below on your thoughts. Should Young be dropped for sure? Should Rojo come in for Jones? Which again, I don't think he'll do, by the way. Martial surely has to start. Should Sanchez play at number 10? Would you be happy with Mata coming in? How should we approach the game? Maybe a different formation. Get commenting. Give us your thoughts. I'll speak to you all soon.